Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? All right. Thank you very much for joining us today for our Obon observation. And I was, like Ryoen Shonin said, I'm going to share a little bit about the story of Obon. And so this actually is an observance that goes all the way back to ancient India in Buddhism. And some folks don't realize the full history. So in the Ulambana Sutra, which was the Sanskrit word for Obon, there's a whole etymology of how that happened, but TLDR. So Madhyayana, one of the 6 major disciples of the Buddha, had very recently gained the supernatural power of sight. And he decided that once he had gained this sight, he was curious. He hadn't seen his mother in a while and knew that she had passed. And so he went searching for her in all of the realms. And so he starts searching through the heavens, and he doesn't find his mother in heaven. And so he's like, well, she's not in heaven, then he keeps going down the realms. Well, not in heaven, not with the humans, not with the animals, not with the Ashura. My mom's not in hell, is she? And he was really upset about this, and so he searches the hells and finds her in the realm of the hungry ghosts. And so for those of you who may or may not know, the hungry realms is hungry ghosts. That's the realm of greed, of never enough. Bellies that are never full, throats that are too small to swallow anything. And so it's a place of terrible suffering. And so, of course, naturally, Madhyayana was disturbed to find his mother in this realm. And he immediately went to work trying to figure out how to get her out of there. And so what he did is he got some food, he got some water, and he located his mother, saw her in the guise of a preta, which is a being with scraggly hair, like I said, skinny throat, huge belly that can't hold on to any food that's put in there. You know, quite a horrendous sight. And so he lowers down some food to her, and she grasps it quickly. But the moment that she grasps the food, it turns into a burning coal and singes her hands and causes even more suffering. And so being disturbed at this, he says, well, she should be able to at least drink some water. And so lowers some water down to his mother, and the same thing. She goes to grab the water and it instantly turns into a hot coal and burns her flesh, causing even more suffering. And so with this, Madhyayana was perplexed and went to seek counsel from the Buddha. And so he went to the Buddha and he explained the story. And the Buddha said, all right, when you saw your mother there, how many other beings did you see in the realm of hungry spirits? And Madhyayana thought for a moment and said, well, there were countless beings in this realm. He's like, okay, so do you see what the problem was? And Madhyayana was thinking, but no, that's why I came for some help. I really stumped here. The problem was that you were trying to save your mother. You weren't trying to offer help to all of the beings in the realm of the hungry spirits. And so with this, Madhyayana finally understood that he couldn't just save his own mother. He had to work to save all beings in this realm. And so he gathered together all of the disciples of the Buddha. They prepared a huge feast, and they offered a service for all of the beings in the realm of hungry spirits, and so they were all able to be saved by this effort. And so this particular sutra became a representation of what we call echo. At the end of every service, we do an echo, which is a dedication of merit. And so this service is a major dedication of merit. And so in all of the efforts that go into putting on a service, those are dedicated to all sentient, all suffering beings in the world. We say, may all the beings, may all beings of all realms equally benefit. So when we do a service, we're not just doing it for our own benefit. We're hoping that any merit we may have gained would be distributed equally among all living beings. And so remember, when we're doing that line from Echo, that's mirroring what happened to Madhyayana with his mother. We can't practice just for our own sake. We need to practice for the sake of all beings. And remember that we are connected to all other beings. So it's not to be a martyr. It's not to say everyone comes before me, because that's taking it to another extreme. Each one of us is included in everyone. So if I'm neglecting myself for everyone else, that's an extreme view. If I'm neglecting everyone to take care of myself, that's an extreme view. So we're looking for the middle way here. So by dedicating our merit out there, that merit will also return to us and benefit us as well, because as we help all living beings, we all rise together. Now, this sutra became very popular in China as Buddhism came from India into China. China was one of the main things that monks and nuns do is when they take vows, they go through a ceremony of leaving home. And for folks in China, they were seeped in the idea of filial piety, meaning that there was a hierarchical structure, and the home and the household and these interdependent relationships were very, very important. And so it was very disturbing for folks in Confucian and Taoist China to be like, well, you can't just abandon your family to go do this. And so this was one of the stories that was used to show that Buddhism can absolutely benefit everyone in your family. It's not a selfish practice to go off on your own and to seek enlightenment and neglect your family. This practice is for the sake of saving your family, 7 generations above, 7 generations below, and at the end of the day, all sentient beings who inhabit all of the realms. And so this is a lesson that we can think of in our life is, so if we have good relationships with our family, it might be very easy to offer their favorite foods and have a small service for those in our family. For those of us who might have neutral or difficult relationships with family, I think it might be easier if we frame it as this person could be. We're not Madhyayana, so it's generally not advised to think too hard about where are my relatives now if they've passed. You'll drive yourself crazy. So unless you have the supernatural power of sight, that's not something to burden yourself with. But it's a possibility. If someone created a lot of harm in their lifetime, they could be traversing those 6 lower realms. And so when we offer this service, we're praying for them to let go of some of that bad karma so that they can move up in those 6 realms and experience less suffering. Because remember, at the end of the day, even beings that are annoying or difficult, when they are doing better, all of us are doing better. And so this is actually the closing day of Obon. So this is the final day where we would be bidding farewell to the spirits of those that we have asked to come and visit with us. And so once again, thank you very much. And we will go ahead and finish our service.
Strong